I haven't talked about food. I want to talk about food. Sorry, but as much as I enjoy talking about a bunch of random stuff or so, you know, about like the bad stuff and everything, I like to talk about food because I like to cook. You know, that's like one of my favorite things to do. One of these days, I will do a cooking stream. When I do, you know, for a fact, I will be posting it on YouTube. And then I will also post a recipe too for people who want to try out like the stuff that I cook or so on stream, you know, that'll be posted on YouTube, and then they can try it out themselves if they want to give it a try. But yes. Anyway, speaking of food, I got a Joshua video here that says, I tried the #1 restaurant in America. I'd be super curious, what is the #1 restaurant in America? And we all know for a fact, Joshua does a lot of fine dining, okay? All right? I'll keep it a buck and keep it square with you. Sometimes I disagree with some of his takes, but that's just personally me, though. Shut your bitch ass up before I smack you silly.
There are over 1 million restaurants across North America, and an equal number
I'm gonna show
of
you a
best
meat in
restaurant
a
lists.
real
How could you
second.
possibly know which are really the best? What if there was one ultimate list? Well, there
50
actually
best.
is. And it says there are 5 restaurants making food better than anywhere else on the continent. So I'm testing the top 5 on the list, eating over 100 courses across North America to see if the list is as accurate as they say it is, and better yet, is it worth it? At every stop, we're bringing a very important guest.
Will Tennyson? What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? I was not expecting Will Tennyson to show up on this fucking... What? That's a wild collaboration to see.
Many will be people who rarely eat food like this, a representative of the people. And at our final stop, a chef who knows what it takes to be #1. Starting not
I don't
only
know
with
who
a
these
2
other people
Michelin
are.
star restaurant, but you need a secret code to get in. So we step inside a place called Tanier. This is something I've never seen before. A long, eerie tunnel, and then another. Am I gonna be locked away down here forever? Kidding, I hope. This entire restaurant lives underground, carved into a series of connected chambers.
like
And
a
as the
bar.
night goes on,
That's what it
we'll
looks like
move
to me. It looks like a
deeper
bar.
and deeper. And our first special guest waiting in the snack room is Lagurki, a local Canadian food
Lagurki?
YouTuber who has never been to a place like this. One of only two Michelin star restaurants in all of Canada. The snacks were very unique, but the first main course, whoa. This is their signature dish called Noble, which in the bottom is a rich butter sauce, and on top, scallops poached in that butter, with another topping of a massive pile of the finest caviar. And then they serve that all topped off. The first beverage you get in here is a beautiful glass of champagne to go with that. I mean,
The good life. C'est bon dans la gueule. Good in the mouth.
c'est bon d'ailleurs.
Yes. Welcome to Quebec.
All the layers work together, and they're leveraging very simple
Look at
flavors.
this fine
that are
establishment.
very
I can tell we are
powerful. And then
going
this
to get some
champagne
real food.
cuts
Your
through
mom's
it
gonna get
like
some
a
real
hot
food in a
knife
second with my
butter. It
schlong
is
all over her
so
mouth.
sharp and tart and just mineralic. Is that a word?
This meal makes you want to wear a huge coat.
One of these days, one of these fucking days, when I save enough fucking money or so, that'll probably be like 20 years down the line or so, right? Like 20 years, right? Way down the line, like way down the line. I will go to one of these fucking dumbass restaurants. I will like. Would I actually show? Like I probably wouldn't show my face, but I would definitely show like my body at least, or myself anyways. And then anyone else who wants to join, and then I'll be like, all right, we're gonna be trying these kinds of foods, and we're gonna find out if these are actually the quote unquote best of the best or so. As someone who is like not the common folk, but in the poorer side of the common folk, you know, who really don't afford for these. To be honest, this would probably take me at least 20 years to save up to even eat at these places, to be honest. Because with my fucking shit, with my at least my currency of earning of money or so, this would take way too long for me, to be honest.
Of fur and be a noble.
Next up, at the bottom of the plate is a lobster tail. At the top, a center-cut slice of the lobster claw. And to the left, various greens, but more importantly, matsutake mushroom. Wow, that is so packed, full of lobster flavor and like a toasted.
Oh, nowhere
like
near her
roasted
PC chair
mushroom
gold
flavor.
yet.
Honestly, that's borderline MSG hack. Right?
Yeah, we gotta buy the chair first, okay? All right, we gotta buy the chair first, and then the phone afterwards. I think that's pretty much it. So I tried that, Ko. I ate at those places. They are overrated. Once try it once, and then go outside around the corner, pay 30 times less, and eat real food. No comparison. Well, that's what I'm saying, or so. I'm like, I feel like with these kind of like quote unquote fine dining or so, they're just charging you insane fucking prices for no apparent reason whatsoever. And I just don't feel like it's that fucking crazy. Is this just me or so? I don't really think the food is gonna be that fucking wild, to be honest.
There. That's crazy.
Full of umami, like it's crazy.
The fact that we're getting this from the number 5 makes me kind of like, almost like nervous. Like,
Unconfund your fine
Maybe
dining.
This deserves to be number 1. I don't know. This next one could propel
That guy
Tanier
couldn't even find some fucking Chinese rice.
to the top of my personal leaderboard so far. So we have a big rock.
Booga booga.
But so we have cheese, au grès des champs.
Yes.
Cheese.
Let's go.
Now in the upper left and lower right is that cheese, shaved. Morel mushrooms in the bottom, and in the center is a crunchy twill cylinder, and inside that, more of that cheese in a foam form. Cheers.
Oh. I have a ratatouille
You
moment
still don't have
being
your phone?
in the woods
Yeah?
with my father and
Oh,
walking.
brother, what do you mean I don't have a phone? No, duh, of course. Where have you been? You've been under a rock for this entire time? You've been working at the Chinese walk down the street or something? Brother, where have you been? You've been here like almost every single day. What are you talking about? Did you cook your noodles or something in the wrong way?
On the mushroom that farts.
I don't like
Holy
this story,
cannoli,
but I
man.
love this dish. That's a 10 out of 10. That is a perfect fucking dish. This is a dish that would signal me that we are in a restaurant that belongs in the top 50 best restaurants in America. Creme brulee at a Michelin restaurant? On the left, more caviar, and on the right, a maple creme brulee. I'm a little skeptical. Oh wow, that's insane. If someone were to have asked me what's your favorite use of caviar ever, I might have said on a potato chip mixed into a sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's creme brulee. Number 5 is low-key swinging for number 1. The first dessert, insane, but could the final dessert match the surprise I felt entering the final room? An ice cream sandwich that on the outside has a crunchy praline, and then inside, that little thinner part is essentially a jelly, and the thicker creamy part is a maple ice cream. So yeah, ice cream sandwich.
I have a ratatouille moment once again.
Uncle
This
wants
is
to be your
exactly
sugar
like
daddy
being
to
in
buy
a
you
sugar
a phone
shack.
call.
It feels
Uncle
exactly
acts
like the
clueless.
maple taffy. It's
My man couldn't even buy a bag of rice down the Chinese store, okay? All right? That's all I gotta say about that, bro. If only Ko would get a cheap phone, we could be betting with our points, more redeems, and more donos can be fixed. Your mom is gonna get some of this. It's been a month, Ko. What do you mean it's been a month? It hasn't been jack shit.
delicious. Everything was extremely good. 10 out of 10. I loved it. Memorable experience. You should try it out.
Most people would love this kind of food because everything that was served are things that are craveable and delicious and interesting without being like so crazy. Incredibly fresh local ingredients executed literally perfectly. Who's not gonna love that? So is it worth it? Duh. But is it a number 5 or is it a number 1? It's gonna be a hard question to answer because the remaining spots are insane. Number 3 is a barn literally in the middle of nowhere. Number 2, reminder, in all of America, is just a simple neighborhood
I'm gonna
wine
throw you
bar.
this
And number
flick of
1
grain of
is
rice
inside
at you
a
in a
New York
second,
City
Uncle.
apartment building. We've got an interesting
Hey, let Uncle
experience
slide. You know his
ahead. But
memory
next,
ain't what it used
Smyth
to be.
in Chicago, the only
Yeah, ever
3
since he forgot to put the MSG for Auntie's freaking rice, that's the reason why.
Michelin star restaurant in the top 5. One of only 14 restaurants in all of America have been bestowed 3 stars. This is about obsessive creativity, but there's something unusual they do here. Constant risk-taking in the middle of dinner service, which we'll see soon. And joining me on this adventure is quite possibly the perfect person for the job. Mr. Beef himself, Christopher Zucchero, what the show The Bear is modeled after. Not only is he a restaurateur, but he's a lifelong dining skeptic. So we're gonna find out if we change this man or if his beliefs are solidified. You're not a big fine dining, so what do you think of restaurants like this?
I'm not a fine dining person at all.
Normally, I would not do this. My wife eats like this, her friends eat like this, and I've been invited to a lot of nice places like this. It's just never been my thing. Who would want to eat like this? This isn't comfortable.
Now we're gonna see how you feel after the meal. Within minutes of being seated, they put something on the table
You're
that
not
I'm
there
worried
for
is
the
going
food,
to
you're there for the
upset
experience.
Chris.
Savor
But I
the
thought it was
food with
beautiful.
your eyes,
That
nose,
leaf-like
and then
object on
taste
top
it with your
is
tongue,
actually
and then rinse
seaweed,
it with the
and
knife.
underneath,
Okay,
a
shut the hell
tart
up.
filled with
I'm gonna show you these
Hokkaido
1945 hands in a
Interesting. It's
second.
beautiful. It looks like a piece of art. Why would you want to eat something like this?
Shall we?
Let's go, my love.
One bite.
Delicious, brother.
Oh, wow. Super well seasoned and a little bit of umami.
Tasted like a real excellent Ritz cracker.
Okay, he's being nice, but let's be honest, he seems pretty unimpressed. Next up, I think this is the thinnest sandwich in the world. The bread, crispy corn twill, filled with a lot of truffle and pate. Second course, and we already have a sandwich with the king of sandwiches.
My wife's gonna be proud. She's not gonna believe that I ate something like this.
What flavors and textures are you picking up, Chris?
I don't know, man. It's delicious, though.
This is one of those things that no matter who eats it, they'll find it delicious and they won't understand why. It's like the perfect pairing of an assortment of flavors that you don't normally see together, greater than the sum of its parts.
I would
Wood or
normally
something?
not eat pate, but all of that together was outstanding. It was delicious. I almost want to eat Vikram's right now.
Next up, I don't love uni, and this is like uni on uni on uni. So
Sure.
without further ado,
I think it's delicious. It's just really good, dude. It's very refreshing.
it's kind of insanely good. It's like both rich and light at the same time. This is one of the only ways I think you're gonna get me to eat uni. Restaurants like this will put things in front of you that are often like underappreciated or ignored or scary, and they find ways to make you love them. And I think that is hallmark of not just great cookery, but also good creativity. It's just really saying, we're gonna take this thing that not everybody loves and just figure it out. And then a puffed liquid nitrogen frozen disc of lobster with peanut milk in the bottom. This is the most lobstery lobster I've ever tasted in my life.
What he said, it tastes like an amazing Thai dish right now.
Probably #1 lobster bite I've had in the last 12 months.
It's the only thing like this I've ever had, ever in the 45 years I've been on this planet.
I can't believe it. Is this actually changing Chris's mind here? We haven't won him over yet though. So on to the next course. 3 Michelin stars don't f around. They design their spoons for the vessels that you're eating out of. This is essentially a lobster
That is so
chawanmushi,
fucking
which is a
extra.
savory Japanese
I swear
egg
to
custard.
God, that is so fucking
It's so hard to make something
extra.
cold that flavorful.
Yeah, we design our
Crazy.
spoons for our fucking food, you
Whatever
know?
came out of that was delicious.
This is the type of dish that makes a
Jesus
restaurant
Christ.
2 or 3 Michelin. It also is the type of dish that will get you on the top 50 list, especially in the top 5.
I don't like seafood. I've engulfed everything that's been seafood. It's easy to do here.
He goes, I don't like seafood. I'm like hammering him with the seafood restaurant.
No, you do whatever you want to me, Joshua. I'm enjoying this.
Chris was shocked, but it turns out I am as well. And it gets crazier. Smyth is known for creating dishes on the spot, and believe it or not, they did that with this, a completely
fuck?
translucent ravioli. Like, look at this, you can see through them, filled with pea broth and hoja santa.
Did you just say
Banger.
pea broth? What? Why? Wait, what? Why? What the hell?
Bingo.
This was seasoned 30 seconds ago. They dialed it in just now and then sent it out. From a operational standpoint, it's like not only borderline impossible, but it also is
I'm gonna
ballsy.
spoon your
This is
mom is
another
what I'm gonna do in a
on-the-spot
second.
dish. The little brown pieces are brined young walnut, a quenelle of cream sitting in a broth, and possibly the most generous serving of caviar I've ever seen. Hopefully, Chris likes caviar. It's fucking crazy. There's no way they haven't tested this.
There's no way caviar is like that crazy, dude. It feels like almost so far all the dishes, like they just have to have an ounce of caviar in there.
This is the best caviar dish I've ever had.
Same here.
Like, this is a 10 out of 10 use of caviar. This is it. This is the one. A 3 Michelin star restaurant, constantly striving for utter perfection, and they're like, "F it. Let's just test brand new dishes on these guys that we've never put on the menu ever before, right now, on camera." You gotta respect that. I understand why this is at the top 5 restaurant in America. I also am beginning to question, should this be #1? Then came the most beautiful bread I've ever seen
the
in my
fuck is
entire
that?
life. This looks like it belongs with the gods on Mount Olympus. Oh my God. That is diabolical, how good that is.
It makes Parker House rolls look like All right, that's what it does.
I don't know if this is our last course, but if it is, that was one hell of a crescendo. And that means the dessert is next.
Of course, it's rice pudding, my favorite quintessential dessert. Any place has rice
What the fuck is that? That does not look like rice pudding. What are you talking about? That shit looks like a fucking foam.
pudding. I automatically get it.
There's a twist though. The twist is that it has foie gras in it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't like foie gras that much.
Neither do I.
They're f***ing it up for us. Man, I really hope this is not a risk.
That is not... Okay, alright.
doesn't pay off for them. It all comes down to this.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the foam on top of a Coca-Cola. That's what it reminds me of. It's like they took the foam part from Coca-Cola and then just put it in there and it just called it that, you know?
I hate foie gras, I hate all that stuff, but the rice pudding is warm. Most people never have that rice pudding warm. This just run me over even though there's...
What the fuck do you mean nobody has rice pudding warm? What the hell are you talking about? You make it at home. What are you saying? What? What am I listening to? My God, dude. What am I swear to God, dude.
on it. I love you, Josh, and I love you, Vic.
So after going through this whole thing, we took you to the #4 restaurant in North America, 3 Michelin star Smyth. Is it worth it?
I think I've reached my ne plus ultra, as they say, which is the French word for like the limit. I've eaten 24-inch pizzas by myself, all types of racks and ribs. I've never been this full in a while. I didn't think a place like this, you could fill up on that, and I'm completely wrong about that. So I apologize for sitting in my restaurant for so many years and harping on joints like this, because clearly you can get your money's worth here. I'm stuffed right now, Joshua.
Wow, honestly, on to the next. Now that we've come back
there's no way they would shake me, to be honest, for me to be like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Nah, I don't think so. It would not move me.
US, we're actually gonna go right back to Canada. For restaurant #3, Pearl Morissette. This one might be one of the weirdest. It's just on a random farm in the middle of nowhere. So if all of their food is being served off the farm, how are they gonna deliver any sort of an experience when it looks like this? So this is their moment to prove their seating on the list. If they can still deliver, do they deserve to be #1? Eating with us is Canada's biggest calorie consumer, bodybuilding YouTube legend, Will Tennyson. As a bodybuilder, you try to get every last ounce of value out of what you consume. So Will is the perfect person to help us decide, is this meal truly worth it? We'll make that decision at the end. Here we have a tart filled with crab, but especially for bodybuilding, jelly-looking stuff underneath the crab. That's a hardened gel of pure crab flavor.
I don't want to eat it. I want to frame it. It's beautiful.
Then in front of us we have what looks like a taquito to me, but it's not a taquito. It is a
You cannot break my will. You shut your bitch ass up.
That's a nice taquito.
I'm gonna break your mom's back is what I'm gonna do, long stroke style.
That was executed well. I love like the crispy wafer at the bottom. Oh my God. Never had anything close to this.
Shut the fuck up, Chad. I
thought we
swear
put this
to
down.
God.
This was like a little burrito or something, but it's a towel. You never know.
This dish is interesting. I wasn't expecting to see a gooey duck dish, which is a type of clam that looks like a penis.
Oh.
Huge.
Yeah, I can also cook too as well.
I love that.
It's very fresh.
It almost reminds me of like a Chinese egg custard, even though there's no egg in it. Not only is this beautiful, but it's hyper local because they have stuff that's coming from the ocean locally, and then they have stuff that's coming from their greenhouse locally.
Are you supposed to like superset like the sake with the dish, or you like finish one and then go?
Yes, superset the sake. Crazy use of superset. This is where things got a little unusual. Instead of a small plate, we were given a giant slice of bread. Did you smell it? Sniff the underside of that. Right?
Wow, yeah.
So fine dining, you typically see a lot of small portions, which you've already seen, but we have
the signature dish,
which is from a 3-kilo loaf of bread. And they did specify you can have as much of it as you like. Should we ask for more?
Of course we should.
I low-key could just do this and then just eat that.
That's crazy, man.
Macros are
Memories
dead.
of our macros.
Butter on bread?
Mm-hmm.
Why is bread so good?
I don't even know. It doesn't make sense. But I can almost taste the fact that the butter was made here. It tastes so fresh. You give it a 10 out of 10?
I give it a 9.
Damn.
Almost perfect. This is supposedly the most perfectly cooked lobster ever.
They were orgasming over butter on toast. Make it make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. Butter on bread. The craziest thing they've ever experienced. Okay. All right, man. All right. Now I'm just like, okay. All right. Sure. All right. Okay.
But will it compete with the lobster dish at Tanier and Smyth?
I don't smile much, but this one's making me smile. I haven't even eaten it yet. This one deserves a standing ovation. It is a privilege to be here right now.
We've had lobster at almost every single restaurant we went to on this list. Best lobster dish, by far. That is a banger. Cooked absolutely perfectly. Seasoned perfectly, without losing any of the flavor of the lobster. On to the next course. The most perfectly cooked scallop, sitting on top of pearls made of lobster, green strawberry, and served tableside a savory broth.
Some of these are way too ridiculous.
So good. First of all, the scallop is cooked insane.
Ooh. Tastes like bacon.
I also am getting that. They're leveraging all the briny flavors of the sea in this. You have dashi, rich umami. God, the scallop is just like briny and perfectly cooked. It like melts in your mouth.
And I don't know how to say it without saying it, but the little balls in your mouth, incredible, like texturally.
Actually, yeah. Honestly, Will's right. The balls in your mouth are crazy. Like, I love these balls in my mouth.
Gargle them around and then chew.
Whoa,
Yeah.
So we've moved on to an interesting course. This is a celery root, one of my most favorite vegetables. They like let it stay in the ground too long so it freezes over and then it thaws. And then they slowly cook it for multiple hours.
It smells more like a croissant than celery root.
That's bonkers. That's a flex.
My toenails are curling.
Wait, pause.
They
How are
even
you
make
supposed to
their
go
own
back
butter
after something
that
like this?
that
You know what
got
I mean?
them
like
like.
if my wife makes me dinner
this
when I go home,
guy.
I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm like, this is what I expect now. Like, you're not making me celery root like this? Give it to the dog. How many calories do you think we're at for the meal so far? I'm gonna say we're at 1350. Maybe you 2,000 with the butter.
You're right.
Yeah.
This is the best dish I've had so far. This is number one. Number two is the lobster, and number three is the tart in the very beginning. I just want to point out the fact that what beat out lobster was a vegetable. Not just a vegetable, but a really f***ing ugly vegetable. I don't know about this one, guys. A halibut dish sitting what they call an onion bubble bath. Ah, and more caviar, of course. That is a banger. Personally, we got another number one.
No.
It's seasoned perfectly, balanced perfectly. The caviar, little pops of umami and salty brininess from that. The fish is cooked perfectly, but what I really love about this is the explosion of smoke in my mouth from the smoked onion.
Like every bite, I'm like almost like my mind just goes clear. It's just so good though.
We were getting tremendously full, but then at the start of dessert, they threw us a curveball that really confused Will.
Can you explain to me why at this point we need to have cheese? It's like the last thing I want.
Honestly, I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it, but
You sound like you're complaining.
I guess I am complaining about it, yeah.
I think it's kind of like Oh, you're changing your mind?
That honey, I'm never gonna be able to enjoy other honey ever again.
This feels like the most luxurious bite we've had. We're transitioning into dessert.
Cheese and honey for dessert. Cheese and honey. Make it make sense to me. Please make that make sense to me. I can never wrap my head around that for dessert. Help them, God.
Quite literally with a very sweet, but also a very salty dish. Our first two desserts were tasty, but not crazy.
I can get Oaxaca cheese and get some honey or so and do the exact same thing. Shut your bitch ass up before I smack you with the fucking lore of the 1,000 sins of fucking Spanish across your entire ancestors to the point that your Chinese ancestors are gonna go back to the ground and come back up again.
Tip ice cream and an apple tart. But now we have something I didn't know was possible. We have reached the final two courses. So far, they've had non-stop bangers. A few ones that didn't quite impress us as much, but ultimately, I think overall we could agree this has been a pretty phenomenal experience. Are they gonna win it at the end, or is this gonna be a crash?
I feel like they have to end on a high note. I feel like the chefs back there know that this has to bang.
The more I
gonna
eat this, the
convert
more
your
I
mom
like
to a
it.
snow
I
bunny in a
appreciate the
second.
creativity of this.
You ate that fast. Hang on.
We have warm Madelines. It's like a little banana bread pillow, crispy on the outside. It's almost like a donut and a cake at the same time.
I love the cold and I
Chicos,
love the
yo
hot.
tomate,
It's a nice
por
lighter
favor.
thing to finish off, kind of like a fruity finish.
Holistically, this meal has been absolutely bonkers. I wish it would have ended with a bit
Yo
more of a
tomate,
bang,
por
but I have
favor.
mixed feelings about it, and I want your actual opinion. Is it worth it?
I feel like there was a few moments within this meal that I'm going to talk about for a very long time. I think that food is more than just food; it's an experience, and I think to be able to like go and share that with other people makes it worthwhile. That like halibut, that lobster, I think it's definitely worth it.
We're at number
Not
3,
the
but does this
reverse
belong at
MJ
number 1?
treatment.
So we move on to number 2. This is Mole in Montreal, Quebec. This is the biggest upset on the entire list because it's nothing like any of the other restaurants. It has 0 Michelin stars, no tasting menu, reasonable prices, and it's run by one of the chillest chefs I think I've ever met. But I'm a little bit in the hot seat here because we're with Chef Laurent. He's a regular here, he's a native, and his goal is to convince me that Mont Le Pen should be number 1 on the list. We'll see if he's right at the end of the video. We're at Mont Le Pen.
My rabbit.
Like you.
Mwah. The food, the wine, the service, everything is to the level of a Michelin star. It's like you can come here on a regular Tuesday night, so just show up in sweatpants, have a good dinner, and leave.
Kicking us off, this is a cookie in the shape of a rabbit, except
this is not
it's
a Michelin
filled
star
with chicken liver.
restaurant.
A humble and also unexpected start. So good. Simple, the cookie's super crisp. It's like a shortbread, so very buttery, lightly sweet. And then the inside, the chicken liver mousse is creamy
get
like
this fraud
butter.
out of here. I'm gonna get your mom out of here in a second.
Well seasoned.
Really
Put a
nice,
star in
great
that
star.
booty hole.
Another shockingly simple dish, clams with a lot of crushed sun gold tomato on top.
Very fresh, briny, the perfect sweetness, acidity, the natural brininess of the clams. It's amazing.
Followed by what looks like essentially deep fried ravioli.
Oh wow.
It's so tender. It almost has like a spanakopita vibe.
I was just saying. We drink the same way.
It's just like uncomplicated and delicious. There wasn't a million ingredients. It was a great sauce, a lot of Swiss chard, cooked very nicely, seasoned very nicely, very simply. This last one stopped me in my tracks. These are leeks gently cooked in mussel brine, and you eat them by taking them out, putting them on a beautiful in-house made potato chip, spoon on some of the aioli they serve on the side, and take a bite. Beautiful.
So simple. I always have the word pure that comes back.
Letting the ingredient just speak for itself. They're really blowing me away. I can't believe how good this is. We're just getting started. So they've earned their number 2 spot for sure, but this next dish might have me thinking it's number 1. So we have shrimp from Nova Scotia, which are usually cooked directly on the boat, and somehow they've managed to acquire them
On the plug.
So we're gonna enjoy them raw.
Yeah, in 37 years of existence, I've never had those raw because they always come cooked.
I'll put a zero mixtape up your mom's booty hole in a second.
Unbelievable.
Wow, crazy sweetness.
That's insane.
Those are not regular capers. Question.
Yeah.
What are those, you said?
Blueberry capers. Immature blueberry fermented like capers.
Green blueberries fermented like capers. That just blew my right off my body. The sweetness from this is sweeter than any king crab, lobster, whatever, and they're just little baby shrimps. I mean, I don't think I've ever had anything from a seafood standpoint that pops with sweetness like that naturally.
Canada.
This is toast. Well, actually, a scallop toast filled with a scallop mousse and a sauce to dip it in. So good.
The sauce here is called a rouille with saffron and garlic.
That is incredible. Better than any shrimp toast I've ever had. The textures are so beautiful and contrasting. The outside's beautifully crispy and toasted. The inside is like smooth and almost creamy texture. Almost like a soft scrambled egg. Oceanic.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. This is from Canada, right? But it's supposed to be in America. What the hell?
Briny, super
America,
salty and
not
nice.
Canada.
It's a perfect dish. It really is. It's unbelievable.
The first time I had this, it was like the first time I kissed you. It was amazing.
Now a celery root dish that may compete with the one from Pearl Morissette. We have a roasted celery root, buffalo mozzarella, a special sauce, and finished with a ton of grated Périgord truffle. Wow.
If I smell it, I only get truffle. When you bite it, all you get is celery root.
It's also so fresh. It's not too rich at all. All the flavors are there to like lift the celery. This is making me realize something.
Tell me.
Canadians?
I understand now why they
mean
are
India?
so high on the list. I'm realizing that every single thing here is so fresh and also like creatively hand-selected.
They probably have a guy for celery root, a guy for asparagus, they have a guy for tomatoes, they have a guy for clams. They really take the time to curate different suppliers for every single ingredient.
A lot of chefs don't think about that. It's kind of a lost art. Mole pain, wow. Fewer dishes, and they're matching punch for punch. And apparently it's my birthday. By the way, it's not.
Happy birthday, Joshi! He's 25 years old today. Just aged very badly, that's all. Yeah.
Worked in the restaurant industry.
Yeah. This is the most random thing you can imagine. A buckwheat cake is something I've ever even heard of. And every time I come here, I get it because it's very good.
All right, buddy.
Wow, yeah. Oh my God.
Right?
That's
That
so
will
good.
give
Like
them
the little
some
crispy
more.
twirl makes the cake. Dense and like whole grain, but in a nice way.
Yeah.
Super lightly sweetened. And then that caramel, like super rich, super buttery, salty. That brings a lot of the sweetness. Textural wonderland. So this is the final dessert.
The sorbet meets meringue, meets brown butter, meets berries.
It doesn't look crazy. If they don't hit it with this, then it ruins the meal. Can these guys bring it home? That is a top 10 dessert of my life. I love this.
That brown butter powder is genius.
Because it brings dairy in without like overwhelming your palate with cream.
Yeah.
Instead, you get the best form of dairy, which is toasted milk solids. I'm shocked. Could this place be the best restaurant in North America? This is the best meal I've had on this list, and it is the best cooking I've had on this list by far. You can't be the best without having an ego about it. You can't. But
This is like one of the first times I've been to a restaurant that's on a major list and has a high ranking, where it does not feel overwhelmingly like they have a huge ego.
This level of talent has been here forever. It's just been always under-recognized. I think we're starting to get the love that we deserve in Montreal, because we had some great restaurants for the longest time here.
Out of the list we've had thus far, it is the best place that we have eaten at. We have one more left. So the question is this number one, or is the number one number one?
It all comes down to this, the final restaurant, the number one on the list, Atomix in New York City. From the outside, I'm gonna be honest, it's just a random apartment building. But what's tucked inside blew my mind. Underneath the surface isn't just a breathtaking kitchen. You're greeted by a display of every single
Of course it's in New York City. Of course it is. Why didn't I guess it?
fresh ingredient you're about to eat, hand-selected by the
all the
chefs.
popular
It's a
shit is
whole
New York
experience before
and,
the food even
Los
starts.
Angeles.
It has best restaurant in North America energy, and to help us make this decision, we have the only person I think suited for the job. Christian Petroni, chef, Food Network, celebrity. He's built and run many restaurants. So I asked him, what does he think it takes to be number one?
Well, first of all, the people behind it need to be a little sick in the head. There's a level of pure obsession to be called one of the best restaurants in America. You need to execute every day at the highest level humanly possible. Nobody is moving without purpose. It's theater, man, in the most beautiful way.
First course, a wild-looking raw scallop set atop rice and a wrap of seaweed, almost like a sushi roll.
Send out a dozen more, no?
I would eat 600.
A whole tray of them.
Every little grain of rice, you could detect the individual piece in your mouth. And everything about that bite was so dialed.
Believe it or not, this is the craziest looking little clam tart.
In the form of a single bite.
That ain't gonna feel jack shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
When fine dining is executed really well, is when they can still maintain craveability. Because when you lose
you have a
craveability,
mission
then
time
what's
to
the
go
point?
visit the joint in behalf of the basement crew? That guy can't even afford a pound of rice.
Hey man, you guys are safe here.
If they were like, take your shoes
Down
off,
at the
I'd do
local
it.
Chinese
already
market.
Oh, okay.
Belt?
So I don't know the last time you guys went to a restaurant and they had personalized chopsticks for you to choose, but this one does. Part of me is excited about the choice, but I'm also a little nervous because what if I regret this? These are a little short.
Sometimes you just gotta pick a pair of chopsticks and run with them.
So I should add, every time they bring me a new drink, it is so cold. It's like colder than ice, but somehow in a liquid state. It's like McDonald's Diet Coke level cold. You know what I'm talking about?
This next one is risky, to say the least.
Monkfish liver. Now this is a make or break dish. I've had monkfish liver 4 or 5 times, and there have been times where it has blown me away, delicious. And then there have been other times where it was the polar opposite. It's like butter. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's so damn good.
I'm kind of shocked. Out of the monkfish liver that I've had, this one's craveable. I was gonna say make or break. So far, it's a make.
Underneath that giant dollop of caviar are shreds of kohlrabi, which is kind of like a radish. Underneath that is hot crab, all sitting in a rich cream sauce.
Whoa. I'm like tearing up a little bit. This one's getting me. This one's really good. The little flecks of salt popping, the perfectly cooked kohlrabi, the cream.
Yeah, it's not gonna eat sushi off your mom's naked body.
I'm feeling it.
I'm schwitzing.
That's the
This
reason
is
why.
a standout dish for me. It's a dish that makes me ask, is this the type of dish that makes a restaurant the #1 restaurant
Just
in America?
run
How many
this thing,
times
shut
can
the fuck
lightning
up.
strike, right? I don't know.
I'll show
It's
you
striking.
clothes disappearing in a
Abalone?
second.
Well, it looks like this. It's essentially a giant clam. This one is tempura fried, sitting in a sweet and sour sauce. Almost oddly simple. But they gave us another little dish that they told us to save for the very last bite.
If you want to be the best in the US, you have to find a way to merge the creative art with familiarity.
That's crazy, right?
That's insane. And then you hit this thing that they tell you to hit last.
The accoutrement.
The accoutrement. This little thing is a 10 out of 10. It changed absolutely nothing. It was so good because I think that the intensity of the acid, the saltiness, the sweetness, and the umami combined with all of the aromatics was at its absolute maximum. And that was crazy.
Now they're hitting me in my soul. Lobster glazed in one of my favorite ingredients ever, gochujang. And on the side, a perfectly cooked rice rolled in tofu skin.
The rice is cooked so crazy perfect. And the spicy little kimchi in there, this is like, I think the most obvious impression of Korean cuisine in our entire meal tonight. That is perfectly meshed, because this is the fine dining, the lobster, but then you take a bite of this and it's like, oh, this is like an amazing little Korean dish.
The lobster, creamy, rich butter.
Why does everything
We're
have to
in
be so,
France.
like,
But then you put it up
bubbly?
against this Korean style rice.
One of the things I'm starting to realize here, they're telling a story about Korean culture with every single dish. What drives me to cook food,
I don't know if that's supposed to be Korean culture. I bet you someone who's actually in Korea, it would be a different types of dishes or so that would actually explain more about the Korean culture itself than this little weird bubbly looking thing.
constantly trying to get people to see food through the lens that I see it, to enjoy it as much as I do. And that's kind of what they're doing here. They're telling the story of Korea and presenting it to you in the best possible format, in a way that's delicious, that you get it.
We didn't have a single bite of truffle.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Food is with lore. Shut the fuck up. I don't care about your lore. Go back to fucking Shorekeeper.
For this entire dinner.
I don't know
until
about this one, to be
dessert. To the
honest.
right, there's a little chocolate torte topped with a massive layer of fresh, thinly sliced black truffle. On the left, a corn ice cream on top of white chocolate snow. We waited the entire meal for this. Will it pay off?
I'm gonna break your mom's code
texture
in
of
a
the cake
second
is like
to
a
get inside
decadent
that
and thick.
It's
vajayjay.
like a black truffle brownie with corn ice cream is what it tastes like to me. And I'm
Shut
here
the fuck up, Chad.
I love what the truffle adds, like a little bit of a subtle, earthy funk, but leaves almost like a earthy mocha kind of
What, you're
tone to
eating
the
dirt or
chocolate.
something?
having that sort of hint of like, let's be honest, dirt, right?
Yeah.
Is
They eating
beautiful
dirt?
against like what I see as a very sort of nostalgic style of dessert.
Guys, a hilariously understandable ending to a meal that closes out possibly one of the craziest dining experiences. We've flown all across North America, the top 5 restaurants. The question that we need to answer here is, do they deserve their spots?
After 100 courses, 5 major cities, here's what I really think. The ranking did not
Even though some of those are in Canada, they should be disqualified.
matter at all, actually. It's so incredibly difficult to even get on a list like this as a restaurant. It's just giving you an idea of the type of caliber of a restaurant you're gonna be walking into. They all felt like number one in their own way because they were all completely different. Each restaurant could be number one on a different day to a different person, just depending on how the restaurant's night went or how that person's night went. So just pick something, go, and have a good time. Love you, subscribe, see ya.
So basically what he just said is that there is no number one. That's basically what I get the VOD in general. That's it, you know. Can't help but to feel proud about the high representation of French Canadian in this video. We're proud of our French heritage in terms of food. We're not just about protein. Yeah, but it's not even America though. I want to see the bill at each place. As someone from Quebec who watches all these YouTubers, this feels like the Avenger crossover. Oh, someone actually has the pricing yourself for this? So per 2 people, Tanier is 500 to 1,200. Smyth is 570 to 970. Perle Morissette is 410 and 470. Mon Lapin is 200 to 400. Atomics is 770 to 1,100. The total is 2,450 to 4,140. Just because I was curious. Edit for clarification, these are the close proximity accounts for currency to the USD. The low end price is tasting menu only. The high end price including wine and drink pairing. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't know about that though, but we'll see. We'll see one of these days. We'll see one of these actually one of these centuries, I should say. A lot more actually, not one of these days or months or years. It should be one of these centuries. One of these centuries, I'll try it out. But anytime that, no. And even then, I don't think it's gonna wow or blow away my socks, to be honest. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, for that little bit of food, probably not worth it, to be honest. Peace.